downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Ford Field tunnels, and the noise level in this place just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Lions get ready to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Set to go, Young Wei Koo ready to do the honors. And we are underway from Ford Field. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And with the playoffs ahead, this is how you build momentum because they pitched a shutout last week, and I don't care who you're playing. That's not easy to do at this level, and they're playing their best football at the right time of year.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Justin Herbert looking to pass. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is caught. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Give him an even 20 yards there on the pickup as a fake punt fooled everybody. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And, Charles, for this defense, they're a confident bunch. Some may say maybe too confident at times. How do you think that they approach a game like this when they're taking on a team that's lost 4 straight?
Well, if they're anything like their head coach, you know they're relying on that confidence. You and I both were sort of surprised at his weekly press conference when he was asked about this being a trap game. And he's almost boasting that he didn't see anything to worry about. That surprised both of us in a big way because we know that can be a dangerous tactic because I can guarantee you the guys on the other side, they heard that, and they're looking for anything to galvanize them.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Herbert going to keep it on the sneak. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. A wall of bodies there. Nowhere to burrow through the line on the quarterback sneak. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. They go play action now. Jackson. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. A big play there for Minnesota. What a luxury to have a tight end that can run a post route like that.
It's a luxury for the offense. It's an extreme luxury for the quarterback. Always has a great outlet and usually able to come up with a nice play down the middle of the field.
Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Second down and goal. Jackson. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great play there. Becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Jackson here is going to look to throw. And he will get in to make it 8-0. So they elect to pass there on the two-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Nick Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
From the 38, Jackson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Being chased out left. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Lamar Jackson, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
They'll look to throw. And they're going to get it. That one's caught. And now the lead moves to 16-0. 16,
Lions, nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
Now a throw here, hauled in, and he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a
pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Isaiah Simmons in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. After the sack on first down, Herbert has it knocked free.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
16-0. That's the score after one on EA Sports.
Lions, nothing.
Third and long, it's Herbert. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for fourth down. A field goal gets them closer, but they say no thanks. We want the lead. Here we go on fourth. Herbert. Throwing right, and that's complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And that will force a turnover on downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Play action. It's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is caught. And he has now tied the record. Touchdown. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They snap it to Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. Oh, good move. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. That's going to be caught. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep, and he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. Coup for the extra point. And the lead is now an even 30.
Makes the score Vikings 30, Lions nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Coup to kick off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll run with Hunt, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
The Lions on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On 4th down, Herbert. Open man, Parham. He's got him. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Herbert swings this out for Hunt. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back.
Touchdown, Vikings! A big play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more.
37, Lions, nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Herbert. This one complete to Christian Kirk. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Herbert's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there, with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Lions are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. Flush to his right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's Jackson to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
First down, Vikings.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They go play action with Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Lamar Jackson as time expires in the first half. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Koo now for the point after. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee you he's been selling this one. We can get it, Coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
At the 48-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Jackson taps his forward jet sweep. Past the 20, 5, and finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2.
At the 2-yard line.
So that one just a little touch pass, but it paid off quite handsomely.
Yeah, and let's face it, the quarterback loves it because it pads his stats as a completed pass for nice yardage downfield. But I like the way they get the receiver in motion. It's almost like he's running a route before he gets the football because he's got a full head of steam when the ball is popped in his direction.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They'll try to run this one in, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Back to throw. Watkins. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. There to make the grab. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Vikings 52, Lions 6. Youngway Koo set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head.
And he works free. He did it again. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The fullback comes through with a big play there. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Herbert now. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
A little juke, and he'll be taken down all the way inside Detroit's 20. 95 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
And it's 3rd down.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. And down to a knee. That's one way to call a play. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? And surprisingly, they take a knee. I have no idea why they would take a knee, but they take a knee. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a first carry for their fullback. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And this will wind up a Lions first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line. Well, call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete, and inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. And they take a knee. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And this one is right through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
17-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now after the offsides penalty. Herbert. Buying time to his left. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quit in him.
0.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 45 yards rushing for him now to this point. 4 yards remain for 2nd down.
47-yard line.
Now they try the right side here. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. out of the gun, Herbert. He'll find his man, LaVisca Chenault. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Vikings are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Dancing to his left. And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. 2nd half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
Troy Fine on the tackle. It's a gain of 6.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Finding some room at midfield. Ooh, with a juke. And he will finally be wrestled down at the Lions' 24. A big gain there on 3rd and long.